cold. Alright guys, we're going to be reading a book here. I already read some of it, but I'm going to take what I read and then put it into shorts for you guys because I've read it on TikTok. So now I'm going to read it here a little bit so that way I can kind of like share what I'm reading at the same time as I'm expanding myself a little bit in a different world, I feel like, on learning. And I like to learn and read at the same time out here. I do it on different platforms, Facebook sometimes. I have different group pages there that I choose. Sometimes I do it here randomly. Sometimes on TikTok. Never on Instagram. Instagram, I don't go live. That's like serious business. That's like just my interviews. That's how I see it anyways. Everything else is like, let me test out to see what happens. What do people like here on this page? You know? So here we go. Getting your expectations right helps in several ways. You feel more focused on why you're networking and vital on a cold December morning. You have direction to work towards and understand what you're achieving. You're more likely to remain positive about experience whether or not you win business. Only you decide what success looks like and you can make measurement of whether you're achieving it. Thinking about what you expect to get out of. Many people start off networking expecting that it is the result in a lot of quick and easy sales. They almost seem to believe, and perhaps networking organizations feel this belief, and somewhere magically people are waiting to eagerly buy from them, and that magically the place is called networking. If you start networking and your expectations are too high, you may be left feeling disappointed or with the belief that networking doesn't work. So before you network, ask yourself the following questions. What am I expecting? What do I expect results to look like? Have I set myself any expectation goals or milestones that I'm going to work towards? Networking is not a competition to see how many cards you can distribute or how many cards you can collect. A card is not a connection. The only people who benefit from this approach are people who business cards. A connection is someone who've talked to and shown a genuine interest. At any one first networking event I ever went to, organizers set a tongue-in-cheek competition. They challenge everyone to see who can collect the most business cards. That's funny. It says coping with your first networking event. Are you guys here that you like to create your own business? You like to create content, or you just like learning, or you look for entertainment purposes? Like, what kind of person are you when you're on social media browsing? Like for me, for instance, it depends. Like on YouTube, I look for things to learn. On Instagram, I just bullshit, bitch. I don't know. I just like, but not for too long. Just for a little bit. Actually, nowadays, since I'm always busy and I already grew a certain amount on Instagram, I just be actually remixing a lot and just, or I do two things because I got a different page. I got like, okay, any page platform I'm on, you're allowed to up to, most of the time, up to 5. So if it says up to 5, I did 5. Okay. I just did. Okay. So that's one thing. So it depends on which channel is which. I call them channels. I don't know. I call them channels. So on one channel I do like weather, or I just do whatever I see remix, and I'm like, okay, that sounds like cool to remix. I'll remix it. And I notice it likes my videos are like my personal, like me, my face and stuff. So I have to put that in too, even though my parents don't like that. But I know every time I do it, it shows a lot of views. So I do it once in a while. I have to. It's just part of it. Like, don't you understand? No, they don't understand. Colton, how is your day? Colton, you need to learn from me. Cause I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch with the witch pat. What? You don't even know that. Alright, anyways, let me keep reading, bro. Let me keep reading so we can learn. Who wants to learn? I do. Let's see. Magically, people are waiting and eagerly to learn. That's true. Setting your expectations. I think I read that already. Let's go to the next page, guys. Marketing is often based on specific campaigns. Networking, on the other hand, is a continuous process that applies to both network in real life and on social media too. Knowing that there's no end date for networking can be extremely helpful when setting your expectations. Networking is working, and the most successful networkers incorporate their networking into their working week. The people who benefit the most from networking don't treat their... Make sure you brush your teeth. Make sure you brush your teeth. I repeat, it's really important to brush your teeth every day. If you have not brushed your teeth yet, I'm quickly reminding you, because unfortunately, Colton, the name, reminds me of somebody I met who needed to brush her teeth, and it was really nasty to me, and it was just like an alert to like, I don't know, like, yo, just make sure you brush your teeth, okay? That's the tip of the day. Let's get back to focusing. ADHD in the house. Who got that? I do. Find yourself a diary. Actually, yes, that actually helps a lot, having a diary, you guys. I used to have one as a kid. Meeting you to need and attend social media, a family event you need to be at, and every networking event or activity you're going to attend. Personally, I use the Google Diary. Google Diary. What's Google Diary? As I love the way it synchronizes across the devices. I'm going to have to Google that. I want to look into that. How old is this book? Wow, I didn't know that there was such thing as a Google Diary. Damn, I would have been using that shit. I'm using, as I always have simple access to my diary, and it's going to be like there forever. It would have been like there forever. That would have been tight. I would have loved that if I would have known that. Man. When you put networking events, or indeed in any meeting that involves you traveling somewhere, into your diary, make sure you include traveling time to and from the meeting too. It sounds stupid, but obviously a piece of advice. Yeah, because later on now I get to read my diary, and not only that, like my kids now, like the older ones, like they actually like to take my diary and like read it and stuff, and it's kind of cool because like I did that a long time ago, thinking like I'm writing my own story and like these kids want to read it, you know? It's really cool. All right, this is the last part I'm reading. Being patient. Not everyone in networking has an immediate or even obvious payoff. The benefit you gain from getting yourself out there and building those relationships may take months or years. You're not only building the relationship, strengthening existing relationship, and continuously adding new people to your network, you're also waiting for opportunities. True that. I hope you guys learned anything here in the business of networking for dummies, and I'll come back and read more of it to you guys here and there. But I hope you have a great day, and peace out. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit it. And if you're trying to grow your channel, make sure you go to Selfdreamers. Make sure you join all the platforms. Make sure you post up your content, and maybe join one of my interviews to help share who you are. Peace out and have a great day. Smile. Don't lose your teeth.